Welcome to the Bold Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm hoping you are enjoying our podcast today, the 19th day of January 2025. I was shocked by these statements that were made by these two members of parliament standing 2 meters in front of the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Arap Ruto. It is very regrettable. And of course, this is not something that any sane person in Kenya should celebrate.
We are not going to accept for one tribe to think that they have a birthright to be at State House. Wanapoingia State House, tunawapatia amani. Hata kama hawawezi, sisi tunawapatia amani, wanamaliza muhula wao. Lakini kabila ingine ikiingia pale, kazi yao ni kuchokora. Hata kama mambo yanaenda sawa, kwa sababu wao ndio waliharibu, wanaleta uchochezi. Nataka kuambia hivi kupitia kwa Biblia 19, mambo ambayo hata vitina inachukiza Mungu. Na ukiwa mtu wa vitina, ujue wewe na Mungu hamuandani njia moja. Kwa hivyo nataka kusema hivi. Rais mstaafu alifanya yake, tukampatia nafasi yake, akamaliza. It cannot be business as usual. Wewe ukishastaafu, kaa nyumbani, ukae uone vitu zikiundwa. And I'm not begging him. I'm saying that is the position. Nataka wa Kenya wote mahali mulipo, mjue kwamba hii Kenya ni ya sisi wote.
And I'm of the same opinion, Your Excellency. Kenya is for all of us. Wengine wasijione ya kwamba they are more special than others. Moi alisumbuliwa akiwa rais, huko unasumbuliwa as a president. Jomo Kenyatta hakusumbuliwa, Uhuru hakusumbuliwa, Kibaki hakusumbuliwa. So why? Tunasema hata sisi tunajiuliza maswali. Lakini tukinyamaza sana, wasiseme you don't have support. You have our total unwavering support. We'll stand with you, come rain, come sunshine. So kwa haya machache, Your Excellency.
This is a well-choreographed narrative, smuggled by those who portray themselves. They move across the country saying, we are uniting the country. These statements were all commissioned by William Ruto's handlers. Immediately after Dan Wanyama and Fred Kapondi made those statements, I took time again and I've listened to the speech by the president. I did not hear the president denouncing those two statements. The narrative of isolation is a very selfish narrative. And instead of us looking at the tribal lens, instead of looking at it on the tribal angle, the question should be, what am I doing different? It's very true. It's not true that Moi was not criticized. Moi was criticized, and even 4 years after he came to power, he faced a coup d'etat in 1982. And then after that, between 1982 to 1992, Kenya experienced, that was the worst time that we saw decline in our democratic principles and even human rights. So Moi was also criticized. Mwai Kibaki was criticized. And in fact, the breakaway that gave back to ODM when Raila Odinga formed the ODM party, it was a criticism of Stanley Mwai Kibaki, the late Mwai Kibaki. Uhuru Kenyatta also got his fair share of it. So, the only difference is that Ruto received backlash just 2 years after an election. It is not true that we are talking about isolation. Isolation against who? And so, we are not wrong to say that those statements were commissioned by the president. He needed to denounce them. And I want to say that those who are selfishly running the isolation politics, you have nowhere to hide. Because the country is rebooting. These are not those days. Today, there was a protest in Molo. An activist known as Raymond Otieno, I've seen Molo MP shared that post in his Facebook page, and he has not mentioned the Otieno. It is very important that we say that. Raymond Otieno was killed by allegedly some assailants on Saturday night. The people went to the mortuary, they picked the body, and they were protesting on the road carrying the body. Majority of people who stay in Molo are not Luos. They are not Luos. Majority of people who stay in Molo are mostly Kikuyu and the Kalenjin. But it did not matter that it is Otieno. What was of substance was that one of us has been killed. So those who want to live in the past and believe you can reboot the country into a tribal, using those tribal narratives, you are lost. You are lost. There's some analysis that sometimes when I do, I lose my cool. Because there's some things that just have to be called out the way they are. Number one is the issues of heckling. The issues of hooliganism. I don't buy it. And such. I know the MPs, the two speakers, were responding to the speech by the former President Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta never said that it is you Kikuyus that you should come out and criticize William Ruto and fight for your rights. He said, you youths come out and fight for your rights. And he was again so specific, he was telling the daughter, he was referring to the youth, the demographic of youth, the Gen Z. He was not referring to a specific tribe. Uhuru never said, you Kikuyus come out and fight for your rights. That was not it. But of course, because we are uncomfortable with the truth, we have to play such gimmicks. The problem that is affecting this country is not about the tribe on who is in power. The problem is about playing political gimmicks. Just in the same venue, when the president was talking, I would want you to hear this video.
Watu wa hapa Cheptais, MCA wenu, mjumbe wenu ameniuliza maneno ya soko ya hapa. Soko ya hapa tulikuwa tumepangia mbeleni soko ya milioni 50. Lakini wakati niliona statistics, ikasemekana Cheptais ni soko kubwa sana. Nikabadilisha ile soko ilikuwa imepangiwa ya milioni 50. Sasa tumebadilisha, tunawajengea soko ya milioni 350. Na mkiona Tuesday inayokuja itakuwa kwa gazeti. Na kabla ya mwezi mmoja kuisha, contractor atakuwa amefika hapa. Na sio soko hii peke yake tunajenga. Tunajenga soko Chwele. Hiyo imeanza tayari. Pengine hata nitapitia huko wiki hii. tunajenga ya milioni 300 pia. Tumejenga soko kubwa pia pale Bungoma town. Tunajenga soko ingine kule Msihu. Nimeambia pia wizara wapange soko ya hapa Kipsigono. Huyu speaker, sio speaker, huyu governor wenu amesema alikuwa ametafuta milioni 10 aanzishe hiyo soko. Si ndio bwana governor? Sasa mimi nataka nimwambie wacha hiyo soko nikusaidie. Hiyo si ndio? Wacha nitatoa milioni 50 nijenge soko kubwa ya kutosha. Alafu wewe hii milioni yako 10 ambaye ni nyingi, tafutia mahali ingine uende upange soko ingine hapo kidogo.
About the issue of markets. He had promised to build some 50 million, a market that is worth 50 million. So he was there. He was asked about the market. Then he said that now he realized that according to statistics, I don't know which statistics done by who, that the people around that area is huge, so they cannot do a market that is worth 50. So has decided he's going to do a market that is worth 350 million. Just listen to this. Now this is the problem. Did Uhuru Kenyatta do this? No. Uhuru Kenyatta never made such promises. No. You see, you make a promise that you can't keep. Then you hope, you sell hope. So when you come back, you need to find corners. Where is it written? There are so many other markets that are built. In fact, he said 400. I don't know where those 400. But are they normally gazetted? But because he knows that these people understand maybe he's lying, you have to tell them that nitaweka kwa gazeti so that people believe it. You know, when you appear before people and you struggle to convince them, you must know something is a problem. Hizo zinakunga kwa gazeti. Zinakunga gazetted. So we must be very intentional about it. William Ruto is not facing criticism, and he's not the first one to face. Everyone was criticized. I don't know why someone wants to make it look like, you know, Uhuru Kenyatta did not have any former president. When Uhuru Kenyatta was in power, I think Mwai Kibaki was there, and Mwai Kibaki was even ill. He kept his cool. He was there even when Moi was in power. The first ever transition that left the president left power still energetic and really still in the political mood was this one. And it is not wrong to be called out. I don't know. I don't know what's the problem. Because over the time, I remember just after the 2013 election, the 2014, the following year, there were two scandals. The NYS scandal and the Eurobond. Raila Odinga and the team and the ODM team pushed Uhuru Kenyatta. Why didn't Uhuru Kenyatta team back then saying that, you know, why am I being criticized? Why not Mwai Kibaki? That narrative is for escapists. We are escaping accountability. And you are escaping accountability by bringing the tribal shield. And it is very keen for the members of the public to be wary of the tribal shield. That when you ask a leader a question, then he says, you are asking me because I am not from your tribe. What? It's like in offices. People are in offices. Then there is a CEO that has been changed. And so when that CEO is asked why the company is not doing well, then that CEO starts saying, you know, the former CEO who was there was not asked. So I'm being asked because I'm tribe X. Do we make sense? Do we really make sense? We must be serious as a country. And why I'm saying this, and why I'm saying that these are choreographed schemes, is I want you to look at these three photos. This one is the women in yellow. This is the classified audience. Now this is the UDA colors. These are the ones that have been branded. Now these are the ones that are out there to share the messaging. Very intentional. We're struggling to get crowd. It was some interdenominational service. How do you get interdenominational service and then you go and look for the county CHVs, the county health promoters on Sunday to come? You look at them there. They are there with their uniforms, so that they appear there, the president is coming. You're looking for crowd. Even high school children, chapter 8 boys, even students were part of that event. So even if you want to run politics, honestly, this is not something that is looking well. And I normally say this, I will repeat. These MPs are lying to the president. The 5 million in Mount Kenya, that vote cannot be substituted with the Western Belt. That Western Belt is lying to you. Ile ndio Raila atatoa akitoka kwa hiyo serikali. Naangalianga Ruto nasema, President, these people are lying to you. These people are really, really lying to you. But I know why this is done. I know why this narrative has now been brought up. Someone is struggling to dismantle the Gen Z constituency. When the Gen Z constituency, when that demographic went to the road, when they went to protest, by the way, that protest changed several things in the country. It changed our political landscape. Moving forward, things changed. It brought up the awakening, and it even showed the government the power of social media. So they said we are tribeless and we are formless and we are partyless. And the president will not want that a Gen Z in Rift Valley is also looking at him and asking him what is he not doing right. He will want a Gen Z from his support base just to support him because is our own. But what happened too, we once said that we are not going to mainstream tribal politics. We are going to look at issue. We are going to run issue-based politics. And people are saying issue-based politics. When they are asked questions why this and this is not going on right, they're saying you're asking me because I'm not from your tribe. Honestly? Kikuyu isolation narrative is a fodder for the opposition. And I want to tell you why. You're taking a microphone and standing before a podium and saying, we will isolate you. It's a threat. So you have to be in government. You need to support government or we isolate you. When you are saying that, someone will go to Mount Kenya and say, they are actually isolating us. They said they were isolating, so they're actually isolating us. So I'm even wondering, I don't know why. I saw Kiborek was in Nyeri to talk to people about supporting Ruto. But you cannot even, these are some of the things why the tempers in Mount Kenya can't go down. The people that the president gives microphone around him are very shallow sometimes. We're making 2027 elections a make or break. And there should never be a feeling that if my kinsmen are not in government, I'm not part of that government, I will not benefit. That we should be able, and I think Uhuru Kenyatta with Raila Odinga tried watering down through the BBI, probably not there. William Ruto will tell you now they have a handshake with Raila. I don't know whether it tried. But then we need to be intentional about it. The politics, if I'm not there, it's not for me. It's a big problem. Kenya Kwanza will not play the victim card in 2027 and win with it. Just face the facts. You cannot be a victim in your own game. It is not going to be possible to say that I'm a victim of... You cannot be a victim in this context. Probably you may want to play that card, but that card is not available for a sitting president. I don't know how someone is thinking about it. That card is available for Gachagua. That card is available for Okiya Mtata. That card can be available for Kalonzo. But to the president, you cannot play the victim card in 2027. It's impossible. It's impossible. You are the sitting president. Everyone knows you are the president. You cannot come and say that someone is now... You have the state machinery. So probably when we are looking at the politics of unity, the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah attend such functions and talks about how people are united. You have Kithure Kindiki, you giving cabinet slots more. Then you go the other end and people talk such trash, and the president is just there. then kesho utasema rais amedharauliwa. That one should not happen. Sometimes we just need to know which one is wrong and which one is right. Thank you.